Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 27 of the Run in the Paint podcast. I'm Miles. I'm here with Joey and Jackson. Guys, how are you doing today?
Doing great, doing great. Happy to be back. It's been a hot minute.
It's been a long week.
Yeah, it has been a while since we have been able to record. We recorded an episode last week, and my house internet was horrible. I was home for spring break, and the internet was terrible. So, Nick, who's unfortunately not here today, he edited some clips together and
Surprise.
post them. In that episode, we did our third quarter season awards. So, if you want to check those out, they are posted up on the channel. Each award is up there. Um, that episode, it wasn't as heated, or there weren't as many debates as maybe we thought they were. The front runners for the awards so far have been pretty set in stone, but
Yeah.
with the changes in the standings recently, that could definitely be a change as we head into the final I guess month of the season. We're now heading into the final month of the regular season. Let's start off with talking about some games that have happened the last few weeks and the storylines of some teams. So first up, on Wednesday night, we had an NBA Finals rematch with the Denver Nuggets and the Miami Heat. And it was basically a repeat of a couple games in that series where Denver started off hot, the Heat came back, took the lead, but then Denver pulled away. The Nuggets are now 10-1 since the All-Star break, and they have now gotten that number one seed in the Western Conference. Joey, we'll start with you. What do you see in this Denver team?
I'll first off by saying it's always a great matchup. I don't know what it is, but these two teams, when they play each other, it's always entertaining. Like you said, they start off hot, Heat come back, and then it's always a wild finish till the end. It was like it finished like 100-88 or something like that, but
Yeah.
still a fun team. But in regards to this Denver team, they're, like you said, 10-1 since the All-Star break. Currently on a 4-game winning streak. They're getting hot at the right time. Jokic is proving that he's continuously still the best player in the NBA, and he can do whatever he wants. Jamal Murray was even got a quote from him I saw a quote from him the other day saying like Jokic is the best player in the world, but I think I'm not too far behind him. Like he thinks he could be the next, like the second man on that team, and I'm like, you are.
He already is.
You for sure are.
I think he means in the league.
I know
Yeah.
he means in the league, but when he plays like it, he's one of the best point guards in the league. When he plays like it, and it's usually around this time and in the playoffs is when we get to see that. But
Yeah.
man, this team. I know we said in the third quarter awards and the clips but like if Jokic and them grab the 1 seed, which if they stay this hot, they can. Jokic is coming for another MVP.
Yeah, for sure, definitely. I mean, something even in this game as well. Jokic didn't really have a crazy game. He only scored 12 points. Bam, finally, it seems like for the first time in this matchup for a while, kind of outplayed him in some sort of ways. Not fully. It's hard to, be better than Jokic, but he slowed him down a little bit. And Bam, he even made a 3 in the third quarter.
That's wild.
It was crazy. His first 3, I'm pretty sure, of the season. But the star of this game was really one of Jackson's favorite guys, Michael Porter Jr., with 25 points.
Mm-hmm.
9 of 16 from the field, 5 for 9 from 3. So yeah, the
How many
Nuggets assists 0. 0 assists, but hey, he doesn't have to pass the ball when he's as hot as he was last night.
Nope.
Yeah, see,
He's the best player ever.
He is. When he's hot, man. And that's the thing. Like Jokic didn't have to do everything. I am looking at the stat sheet because I have Jokic obviously on my fantasy team. He had 14 boards yesterday.
That's normal.
Hey man, going against Bam, that's still impressive in my opinion. That's an elite center in the league.
Bam's a chicken shrimp.
Chicken shrimp. Oh my goodness. Well, conversely, on the other side, the Heat lose their 4th game in a row, and they now have dropped to the 8th spot in the Eastern Conference. looking like they may roll into the postseason in a similar situation as they were last year with, having to get through the play-in tournament to eventually get to the playoffs. For both of you guys, are there any thoughts you have on the Heat, maybe rolling into the playoffs like they did last year?
They're worse. They're not a threat to anyone right now. They're just not. Jimmy's getting older, it's showing. He could take over, but he doesn't have the help he did last year. Plain and simple. I mean,
I thought the Terry Rozier trade would have helped out a lot, but
Terry sucks.
it's clearly gone the other way.
Terry sucks.
Yeah, they're trying to figure it out with him in the lineup. I mean, guys have been in and out of their lineup, just with injuries and all that. I think that the Patty Mills, we didn't get to mention Patty Mills signed with the Heat. I think that could potentially win them a quarter in the
I don't know.
postseason.
Playoff Patty with playoff Jimmy, man, I don't know.
Yeah, this is old Patty though.
He's still good. I mean, just 2 years ago for Brooklyn, he was really good. Had his career year really a couple years ago for the Nets, just bombing away from downtown. So we'll see with the Heat. I mean, you see that they struggle to score. Their defense can keep them in games, but they really do struggle to score, especially from the outside as well. Like even against Denver, who is a good defensive team, they shot 5 for 21 from 3, which first of all, getting up only 21 threes in today's NBA, it's really not going to cut it unless you are the Denver Nuggets, because they're like the only team that can play their style of basketball without taking a ton of threes.
But when you're if you're shooting 23s and there are teams that are making 23s against you, it's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah, exactly. No question. So we'll see with the Heat as they come rolling on. But I mean, luckily for them, a couple teams also have lost in the last couple days, with the Sixers and Pacers.
Sixers suck.
Losing.
Who did the Pacers lose to again? I forgot because
DeMar DeRozan. Let's give him a quick
shout out. I was about
to
say, right?
46, 9, and 4.
Oh my gosh.
What the heck?
He was
DeMar
unstoppable.
What's that sound? Oh gosh.
It's like I'm sorry. DeMar DeRozan was incredible for like the Raptors. I loved watching him play for that. He was one of my favorite players, and seeing him still be able to do that is incredible.
You guys liked watching him play because you guys beat him every year.
I'm talking about before LeBron got here, like in like 2010 when LeBron was like on the Heat.
Like that dunk contest, like when he was doing dunk contest.
Yeah.
See, I know.
I know you know. You just had, dude. DeMar was one of my favorite players back then. Mid-range god.
Mid-range god for sure. Had that buzzer beater to get the Bulls to overtime. The Pacers had this game, but the Bulls executed the missed free throw, the on-purpose missed free throw. But for the first time I think I've ever seen, usually, a guy grabs a rebound off of it. The ball was tipped by Obi Toppin out of bounds. So the Bulls were able to set up a play
Toppin
with 2 seconds to go, and they got that shot, and then DeMar had 9 more points in overtime. So even with this game now, another solid win for the Bulls. I mean, they're kind of locked into the 9th spot in the Eastern Conference. It's kind of impossible for them not to get out of that. But DeRozan,
unless the Heat continue to slide,
which I doubt that'll happen. I mean, I doubt they'll lose. They'll probably get past this skid shortly. Yeah. But DeMar is now in 37th place all-time in scoring. He passed 3 Hall of Famers last night on the scoring list, passing Adrian Dantley, Dwayne Wade, and Elgin Baylor. So passing 3 guys.
Adrian Dantley is a Hall of Famer. I know I always say the Hall of Fame is almost like a joke for how easy it is sometimes to get into in basketball. But hearing Adrian Dantley is in the Hall of Fame, I agree. Yeah, it just proves my point.
I mean, it was a great scorer in his time.
He was, but
I mean, averages 24 points for his career, Adrian Dantley, back in the 70s and 80s.
I don't know still, but
It
I
just-
could
it
average
just
24
never-
in the 70s and 80s.
shout out to DeMar DeRozan, man, future Hall of Famer.
Yeah, future
I
Hall
don't
of Famer.
think so. Maybe.
If Adrian Dantley got in, DeMar DeRozan's getting in.
Yeah, but that was the old. I don't know.
Two-time scoring champion for Adrian Dantley. I know it's two different eras, but
Yeah. That's
Um,
true, but still.
I think it's one of those things that if since Tracy McGrady made it, then DeMar should make it.
But no, because Tracy McGrady's cool.
Even though
like Tracy
I think Tracy was better. Well,
See,
actually,
Tracy was like an elite scoring guy, like elite scoring machine.
he's a
How many
player.
how many cousins does Tracy or does DeMar have in the league?
What?
None compared to Tracy.
Yeah.
But no, Tracy
Vince
McGrady.
Carter,
He
baby.
actually he'll actually come up later in the podcast for a future segment. So that'll be
Sweet.
we'll get to talk about him a little bit more. Moving on from games, let's talk about the Dallas Mavericks. They are on a 4-game winning streak after defeating the Golden State Warriors Wednesday night. And mainly the big thing to talk about, besides, this Mavericks team getting healthy and whole and playing some good basketball after they, kind of struggled a little bit. They're back on their winning ways. But 2 historic stretches that are currently happening right now. Luka Doncic had a 6-game stretch of 30-point triple-doubles, which was snapped because he had a hamstring injury in the third quarter of that game. So that streak is over.
Yeah, he had 27-point triple double. Oh, the horror.
I know, right? I know, right?
Oh no.
Our expectations for him are through the roof now.
Yeah, I know. But the other record, Joe, you want to talk about the other record?
The other record, yeah, Daniel Gafford. 33 consecutive field goals made over how many games? But doesn't matter. He's 2 away from, what is it, Wilt's record?
Wilt's record of 35.
Jeez. He'll break it tonight.
You would think.
Or I guess he'll break it by the time this goes out. He will have broken it.
Maybe. Yeah, if a one shot missed, then it's over. So
he's not doing that.
Yes,
I'm calling it to break the record tonight. He's dunking over Chet Holmgren. He's going to poster him for the record.
Oh my gosh.
And you know what Chet's going to say to that? No. He's going to say no.
I'm kidding. He's not going to do that for the record. But I will say, if he is good, the streak could come down because Chet is an elite defender already. At least inside defender.
I mean, just think about it. So he's done this over the last 5 games, the 33 made field goals. In this 5-game stretch, he's missed I'm trying to do some quick math here right now. He's missed 7 free throws and he hasn't missed a field goal. Well, I know he's not a free throw shooter, but it's just funny. He's missed 7 free throws. Yes, that's right.
It's all dunks or layups.
Dunks, layups, little hook shots down low. I mean, he's been a great fit for the Mavericks.
It was a good trade to get him.
PJ Washington has been good defensively as well. I mean, the Mavericks defense has been very impressive as of late. I know that there are some matchups where, maybe Gafford won't be able to play as much in the playoffs, but I'm sure that's something that they can worry about a little bit down the line. As far as their placing in the regular season now, they're now 10 games above 500. And they are still the 8th seed in the crazy West.
Yeah, that's wild. The West is insane. However, even though they're the 8th seed, they're only half a game back from the Kings and Suns in the 6th and 7th spot. So they they can easily get out of the play-in. They can easily just make a playoff spot.
Yeah, this could definitely change in a week. No question about it.
It's going to change every week from now until the end of the regular season, I feel like.
It is. I should do a week-by-week tracker of just the West standings and see, how different it is by the end.
100%. That'd
be
a great idea. He just said, oh, here's who went here. Here's who went here.
Yeah. Another game from Wednesday night. Another team that, we just mentioned there, the Sacramento Kings defeating the Lakers again. Once again, man, Anthony Davis just doesn't know what to do against Sabonis.
Yeah, because He's actually good.
I couldn't have said that better myself. Anthony Davis is good, but
Anthony Davis is
did
really
he make?
good.
Did Sabonis make an All-Star team?
This
Not
year?
this year.
No, he was a snub.
No, there we go. Now we know it was a snub.
Indeed.
We all thought it was a snub, and we all agreed that it was a snub, but now it's like, for sure. Wait, what was the record you said? Wow.
Sabonis is now 10-0 against Anthony Davis in his career.
Yikes.
Which is just mind-boggling to even think about.
Like Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's 1-6 against the Cleveland Browns.
Bam! I love that stat.
Anyone who comes up to me and says Joe Burrow's a top 2 quarterback in the NFL, I'm not listening.
Top 2?
Not. Yeah,
what
I've heard it a lot.
What friends are you talking to that has that opinion? They need to go back to kindergarten.
Surprisingly, a lot of people.
They need to go back to kindergarten. He is
surprisingly a lot of people.
Top 10 maybe.
But
he's top 10 for sure. Okay.
Maybe, I don't know. Baker in Tampa is great too. Sorry, not to get off the track for the NFL. Free agency's been kind of crazy lately for the NFL.
But with Sabonis, so Sabonis finished that game with 17 points, 19 rebounds, and 10 assists. Another triple-double.
Another triple-double for Sabonis.
Continues to rack them up. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure he leads the league in triple-doubles this year. And he leads the league in triple-doubles now. That was his 23rd of the season. And this was his
48 triple-doubles. Or double-doubles.
48 straight double-doubles, which breaks the Sacramento franchise record.
He's only a couple behind Kevin Love for when he did it in Minnesota, I think I saw.
That's right. I believe his was 53 back in 2010, 2011. Something like that.
Being a franchise record holder for the Sacramento Kings. It's like a participation trophy at this point.
Hey,
had a crazy history.
They've won championships.
Yeah, but Oscar Robertson.
Hey, don't disrespect the Big O.
Did you watch that championship get won?
I wasn't even thought of.
Did you, Jackson?
Did you watch the Houston Rockets?
Shut up.
There we go. There we go.
I am not in the mood for your...
Well, honestly, with the way Sabonis has played, I know this is just his second full season with Sacramento, and there's still a lot more that he'll have to do, but we could start to get in the conversation of who's the better center in Kings franchise history, him versus DeMarcus Cousins. Because Boogie was a beast. Boogie was a beast.
Give me Sabonis.
Boogie was definitely a beast, was the best center in the league for a while, but ended up not winning anything. And Sabonis has been an offensive hub for a very good playoff team and elite offense. I think that's going to be a real conversation maybe in future years.
I love Boogie Cousins. He was elite, but they were like what the Nets are now. They were a GFF. They were a garbage fire franchise back in the day when Boogie was there. They had no direction. They had Boogie, and that was it. However, Sabonis is actually leading them to the playoffs. Sabonis is making them relevant. When you're talking about the NBA,
De'Aaron Fox exists too.
The national media, but again, they're better now. They are. The franchise in general is better now, and they're better at building, even if they have a terrible coach.
Bro, stop it with this, Mike Brown.
I'm sorry.
Mike Brown is a great coach.
I take it back. Mike Brown's been doing great for them. It's the only time you'll ever hear me say it.
Why?
I had to bring up the Boogie Sabonis. I was wondering what Joey would say about that because I know he likes Boogie.
I used to be a big Boogie Cousins fan as well. But,
used to be? Do you just not like him anymore?
Well, he doesn't play in the NBA anymore.
I wish he still was in the league, but he's moved on. But I mean, the last couple of years, he definitely could have still been in the league, I think.
Oh yeah, there's a team right now that needs a starting center.
He could go back to the Rockets.
Him and the Rockets would be good.
You know what? Let's talk about that. We have to talk about it.
No.
We do.
No. I'm sorry,
we do. It is.
I'm
It
not
is
talking
one of
about
the biggest stories of the week and probably
But
the
you're a
last
Rockets
month.
insider. You have to talk about it. Oh no, he's in depressive mode.
Oh, jeez. All
Oh,
right.
no.
Well, what day was this? I want to make sure I have the correct day of the game.
it. Was a
Uh,
while ago, okay? It was Sunday.
Okay, it was Sunday night, late in the Rockets' victory over the Sacramento Kings. Sengun had an injury, his left knee and ankle. It was later a sprain and a bone bruise. He'll probably be out for the rest of the regular season. But honestly, this is about as good of news as you could have asked for with this injury.
Like actually,
No.
I
No.
remember. I saw that replay like 3 times. I saved it like a video of it on like TikTok. That was. I literally thought he tore his ACL right there. I'll be honest.
It
I
could have
watched
been
it way more than that.
It could have been career threatening, but it's not. It shouldn't be at all. And he should be good to go in time for next season. So it's just tough news for Sengun. We're all Sengun fans.
Yeah.
Jackson's the big Rockets fan, but we all love
I
watching
watched
Sengun.
that video probably 60 times.
And
You
that
also
is why
probably see
he's
it in
now
your
like
nightmares,
this.
and I'm sorry.
That's
I
probably why
also puked
Jackson's
after
like
I
this
watched
now.
the video multiple times.
It was definitely gag worthy. His leg went like the opposite way.
Dude,
like I said, he got lucky with just a sprain and a bone bruise.
Miles knows. I was puking.
That was bad. It was bad.
It was bad. I remember seeing that video and like even Sabonis was upset. Like Sabonis was physically just like he was like, oh my gosh.
When you see a player better than you go down, you get upset.
I figured they would also be friends because they're both from like Eastern Europe, but
anyway, prayers up to Sengun. He in our awards predictions, did you have him winning most improved?
Obviously.
You did. I probably would have had him if he played enough games, but of course he's now 1 game short. 64 games played. So he's not going to be eligible for it. But overall for the Rockets,
you know what's crazy? The day before that, I got an early birthday present, and you know what it was?
It was a Sengun jersey, probably.
It was.
You got a Sengun jersey for your birthday?
That's awesome.
Yeah. We'll need it. That is awesome.
Hey, you can wear it on the podcast when he returns.
We're gonna throw a party.
I might be unretired by then.
Yeah, Jackson has been retired from apparently everything basketball related besides this podcast since the injury.
No, before that.
Oh, it was before the injury.
Oh, that just solidified it.
It was after the Clippers played the Rockets.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was after the Clippers-Rockets. Speaking of the Clippers, they've had a couple setback injuries as well.
Well.
Dude, I thought you were a Clippers fan.
I like Clippers players.
Well, speaking of Clippers players, Kawhi's out.
Not out. He's day-to-day.
Kawhi and Harden are day-to-day, so it may not be something too huge, but with these injuries and the separation that the Timberwolves got in that big win against, the Clippers, it's looking like the Clippers are going to be solidified at that 4th seed if everything stays, steady and moving along it, because they're 3 games back from 3rd, 2.5 games ahead of 5th, so it looks like they're going to be set for 4th.
I mean, what did you expect to happen in that Clippers game? They were playing the 4th best shooting guard in the NBA.
Yeah, I think that top 3 is pretty solidified between the Nuggets, Wolves, and Thunder. It'll just depend on who figures it out and who gets the 1, 2, and 3. But yeah, that's kind of rough. The Clippers, man, especially in that Wolves game, because I was at the bar watching it, and ever since Kawhi went out, Ant turned it up another notch, took over, and the Clippers look terrible.
I'm the biggest Ant Edwards fan on this planet, and he's 4th best in the league.
I love Ant. Ant's incredible.
I'd put Shea over Ant. I'd put Donovan Mitchell and Booker over Ant.
Really?
Oh, okay. I mean, I guess it depends on who you consider a point guard.
I don't know if I would put Booker. because he's been playing the point for them, right?
And I think
Shea as well. But if you're going those 4, I think that's right. I think that'd be my
Okay.
order.
I'd maybe put him over Booker.
I was gonna say Booker and Ant I might
Maybe.
switch me personally, but yeah, those top 4 are for sure.
You know what this calls for? A top 10 list video.
We will have that in a future video.
Well,
yeah,
probably
top 10 list for
potentially.
positions.
I just recently made my
Oh,
tier list for players I like and dislike.
But talking about Devin Booker, the Suns have also been playing some solid basketball as well, sort of on and off.
Well, yeah, you
I
got Kevin Durant, Booker, and Beal.
yeah, I guess I just want to mention I went to the I was in attendance for the Suns Cavs game when they were in Cleveland this past Monday, and just seeing those 3 in person. Look, them having those 3 guys, it just sets them apart because any one of those guys can go off. And just seeing that in person, it's crazy to watch because they just make some really difficult shots. So they're definitely
They're not even the best big 3 in the NBA.
They're in the 7th seed right now, but that means nothing.
No,
as long
I
as
don't
they
think
make
that
the
means
playoffs.
anything.
It's almost the same thing when you talk about the Lakers. Like you have LeBron and AD, you can win on any given night.
Yeah.
Unless they go up against the Kings.
Unless they go up against the Kings because Sabonis owns them.
That probably I guess that could happen in the 8 not or in the second game if they
make it.
complicated
But that's
play-in
not gonna-
tournament implications. Probably not going to happen, but definitely could. Definitely could.
Again, just waiting for playoffs. I can't wait.
Yeah, exactly. And a team in the Eastern Conference that has been injured recently is getting a little bit more healthy as well, with OG and Anunoby getting back in the lineup for the New York Knicks. And Jackson, hands to the Saints as the Knicks' really big savior is
They're
back.
finally going to be back to 100%. They're going to be the best team that they can possibly be when OG comes back.
They are currently half a game ahead of the Orlando Magic.
Oh, like when they beat them by 25 and they held them to 74 points?
The Knicks scored 73 in the next game.
Yep, there it is.
But no, the Knicks, their defense, even without OG, they've held their last 3 opponents to under 80 points. Is that right?
Well,
yeah.
Well, Josh Hart plays 48 minutes a game.
Josh Hart has been playing unbelievable of late.
He really has. Like he is the what did I see? I think I saw on Twitter that he's the Luka Doncic of Derek White's. And that's so accurate.
Like he goes home and I think he just sits on an oxygen tank.
He has to. I mean,
the whole time.
He is the prototypical man to thrive under a Tibbs system.
Yeah, like against the Sixers on Tuesday, 20, 19, and 10 in only 39 minutes.
Only
39 minutes. Ooh.
That's exactly how it's been though. Like his last 5 games, his 39 minutes on Tuesday. That's the only game he hasn't played over 42 minutes. And it was 39 minutes.
That's actually insane.
I think he's trying to kill this man.
Well, I think I did see a stat, and it was like Josh Hart in his first 450 games or something, 0 triple doubles. In the last 5 or 10 games or something like that, he's had 4.
Right. Yeah. Well, we'll see if he'll end up getting worn out by playoff time, because that's the thing you worry about with him playing all of these minutes and a lot of these other
thing is, by
Knicks
playoff
players.
time, he'll be coming off the bench.
As I say, time by playoff time they'll be healthier, so he won't have to do that. But for right now, just so they can stay in the 4th seed and have that home court advantage in the first round, it's what Tibbs has to do.
Yeah, it really is, and they're still in the 4th seed, looking less and less likely that they'll be 2 or 3, but still could be possible when the Knicks get all healthy. But their schedule is not as favorable as...
Not even all healthy. They just need OG back and they're good.
Yeah, you don't want. As soon as Randall comes back, you know it's going to go downhill again.
Jackson just doesn't want Randall.
No, Julius Randle is the worst player in the NBA.
Is he your number one? You were talking about your top 10 likes and disliked players. Is Julius Randle top
I'll show
2?
you. Yeah, it's him and someone else.
We'll show him. We could post this on social media.
Yeah, send me the list. I will post it on the Instagram.
I'll share the screen after this.
Okay. Well, we'll post it on social media afterwards. Final really thing with the standings or teams in the standings. Joey mentioned the Orlando Magic. Got to give a shout out to Jamal Mosley getting a contract extension, signing him through the 2026-2027 season. Well deserved, man, for the most surprising team in the Eastern Conference. They've had a great season this year. In the running for home court in the East.
Top 3 Coach of the Year candidate. This is perfect. This is well deserved, like you said.
Yeah, I don't know how much it'll keep up in future years, but I'm pretty sure this is his 3rd year, if I'm not mistaken. And in all these seasons, he's had a 10-win increase in each of his first 2-3 seasons, which is just super impressive stuff for Jamal Mosley. So shout out to the Magic, man.
Heck yes, always will shout out the Magic.
Always
probably my second.
I'm aware.
My second favorite team outside of the Cavs in the East.
Mine too.
So what happens when the Magic? What happens when they eliminate you guys in the playoffs?
They would never do that.
If they did, I'll be a Magic fan. I don't care.
If they do, I'm switching up to the Knicks.
You guys.
You've switched up your fandom like 3 to 4 times.
No, I have the same number 1 team.
Well, same number 1. Yes, we know.
Well, yeah, my number 1 wouldn't change. I would root for the Magic.
My number 1 is Cavs, sure, no matter what.
Well, in the playoffs, after the Cavs, I would root for the Magic to go on a crazy run. That's how.
I was going to say, if the Cavs play the Magic, I'm going Cavs hardcore. If the Magic beat the Cavs, okay, well, I want the Magic to do well.
But that's
I'm not going to hate them. I'm not going to hate the Magic because they beat the Cavs.
But
sure,
we won't have to worry about that.
If you have the Wolves and Clippers playing in the conference championship in the Western Conference, and one of those teams goes to the finals, are you going to hate the other team?
No.
There we go.
I like the Timberwolves more than the Clippers. Not even close, actually.
I just want to say, too, the fact that we're talking about that now like it's a legit possibility, when at the beginning of the season we were probably all clowning Jackson.
We were, yeah.
Credit to Goglin. Credit to Goglin.
Shout out to Goglin, man.
Shout out to Goglin.
For what?
We're not even going to tell you because you don't listen to us. Anyways. Former
your prediction for the Western Conference though.
In the East is good too. Don't even with me.
Well, the East was a cakewalk, let's be honest.
Yeah.
No.
Well, sorry, Jackson, for you and I it was a cakewalk. The Knicks at the 8th seed and the Heat is the 3rd seed. I don't know about that
one. We're not going to talk about that.
My predictions were all
final 2 news stories. 2 quick ones. One, former Magic player, technically. He played like 3 games for the Magic. Otto Porter retired after 11 seasons.
That's crazy.
Back to a full MVP autopilot.
NBA champion, though. NBA champion, Otto Porter.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was. Remember the Jackson?
Remember when he was on the Wizards, right?
He fell asleep against the Bulls.
Yeah, he was doing like the quick turn, and then like on the 4th time, the guy already ran, and he turned. He was like, "Oh wait."
One of the last guys. I mean, besides now like Bobby Portis, one of the last guys to consistently wear goggles, but that was in like his first few years in the league.
Hey man, I'll be honest, I'm kind of shocked because he's a good stretch wing. Like I think he can still be like at least defensively too. Like he could be a solid addition to any team, really.
Yeah, but I mean, like he said in his statement, his body just can't do the things that it once was. Like it's crazy when you look at his like basketball reference page for his career. He played 63 games in that Golden State season in that championship year. Besides that, when you look at his last 3 seasons besides that Golden State season, actually 4 seasons, 14 games played, 28 games played, 8 games, 15 games.
Hey, man, there's another person who should probably be taking his advice and retire because their body can't hold up, but I'll leave it go. Shout out to Otto Porter. Body over fame and money. You don't want, as much as we love NBA basketball, at least I'll speak for myself because I don't want to speak for these guys, but you should not destroy your body over a game like this. You already make millions of dollars. Your family, and your grandchildren are set for life if you're smart with it. Like, you don't need to do this forever. Like, you will be fine. There's no reason to destroy your body. Shout out to Otto Porter. You're a legend, mate.
Yeah, totally agree. And Otto Porter as well. We remember he had one really good year for the Wizards where he was like one of the top 3-point shooters in the league and signed one of the worst contracts in the league for the Wizards. It, like that and the John Wall contract for the Wizards, it kind of held them back for a while. But
yeah.
For Otto Porter, coming in as a 3rd overall pick in a weak draft class, will we look back on Otto Porter as a draft bust?
No. He helped. He like you said, he played 63, 64 games for a championship Golden State Warriors. That's a legit contribution. And like you said, usually when you talk about top 3 pick, you're either all-star or all-NBA. Like, you want to be that good, but it was a weak draft. How many of those players were actually like all-NBA guys in that draft?
Yeah, not many. Like Giannis, of course, but so many players.
Giannis, of course, but nobody actually thought that was going to happen. And it took him a couple of years. People thought he might have been a bust because it was like those first 2 years he didn't do anything.
Victor Oladipo.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not like. But he even went before Otto Porter. That was Anthony Bennett, Oladipo.
I wish the Cavs would have taken Oladipo, to be honest, but.
Yeah.
I think taking Anthony Bennett.
But still, yeah, like you said, he was an all-star, got a couple big contracts, but injuries.
Yeah, like what looking at this draft class, like you can't it's hard to really call him a bust with this draft class because there's Giannis, who was most improved, CJ McCollum, most improved, Victor Oladipo, most improved, Rudy Gobert could have been most improved, like all guys who had rough starts to their career, like.
Yeah,
the rookie of the year in this draft class was Michael Carter-Williams. So it's a weak draft class.
Well, I was going to say, if you compare it to other draft classes, yeah, it's a bust. But I feel like this is like a special circumstance where, and again, I'm under the impression that he was a legit contributor for a championship. He won a ring. He got a big contract. Like, he was a good 3-point shooter. He was a really good 3-and-D wing, to be honest.
Honestly, it's just like Wiggins.
Yeah, really is. I'm not going to call Wiggins a bust. He was a legit contributor for a championship team.
Yeah, yeah. Otto Porter, elite 3-point shooter. Just shout out to Otto Porter on a successful career, man. A lot of people may look, down the line at, like you said, see Otto Porter, man, 3rd overall pick, but NBA champion, great 3-point shooter. Not bad.
Congratulations.
Successful career. Congratulations. Final bit of news. This is kind of a goofy thing. I don't know if you guys saw this, but on the Kobe Bryant statue.
Oh, I did see this.
Yes, outside of the Crumble.com
Jose Calder
arena.
fun.
Yes, 3 typos. Jose Calder's son, Vom Wafer, and DNP coach's Decision with a C. How do you mess that up? I don't understand how you can mess that up, dude.
They should have been planning.
Was too worried about LeBron.
You're right, dude. They've been planning this statue ever since he won that. Like, what was it? The 4th championship for that team. They've been planning that statue. You've had 20 years to plan this statue. Come on.
Yeah. So just goofy. Like, how
better.
Heck, that's just crazy. But that's really all the news. A lot of things to go over, but we're getting to that time of the season, final month. Lots of fun things to talk about and look forward to. But let's take a look back into the past for these next two segments.
My time to shine, baby.
First up, we're gonna do would you rather? Would you rather? I'm gonna give you guys two different scenarios, and you guys tell me what you would rather have. Some of these are from a fan's perspective. If you were a player, I have 5 of these, so just tell me what you guys would rather pick for this scenario, for each scenario.
All right. Well, we'll have to wait for Goglin to.
Yes,
he for spring break, so I think I saw like it was his family and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yes, for the YouTube viewers.
Yeah.
Jackson is on his spring break. So first, would you rather? I'll start with you, Joey.
Okay. Yeah.
This is one thing that I think about a lot, and I think is an interesting conversation for former players. Would you, as a player, have had the career of Carmelo Anthony or Robert Horry? Would you rather be the player that wins 7 rings and is a good role player, Big Shot Bob, or an all-star that never had postseason success? Besides
okay, well, you're saying Big Shot Bob because he's a Rockets legend, but I would also argue as Melo is too. But no, I'm taking Melo.
7 rings? 7 rings?
It's tough, man. I don't know what I would take.
You get to walk around saying you have more finals championships than Michael Jordan.
With game winners hit in those finals.
Yeah, no, Big Shot Bob. Love Big Shot Bob. What a legend. I would rather have Melo's career. Are you kidding? Like, first off, he's in the wine crew. He's in the banana boat crew. So shout out to him. Legend for college, because I'm gonna even conclude college. He won a college championship with Syracuse. Like I know the NBA Finals is great and all, but like. He's an Olympic time winner. He's an Olympic gold medalist. He is a college national champion. He is a for sure Hall of Famer, one of the best scorers of all time. I'm taking Melo, but again, I grew up in the time where Melo on the Nuggets was literally one of my favorite players. Like him on the Nuggets, LeBron on the Cavs, Bosh on the Raptors, Wade on the Heat, like that draft class, that was like when I first started like paying attention to basketball and really fell in love with it. So I'll even say I'm biased, but since it's would you rather and it's personal preference,
yeah.
I'm choosing Melo.
Okay, and Jackson, you're going with Robert Horry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, to have a career defined by 7 championships and hitting clutch shot after clutch shot after clutch shot, that's not a bad career either. You can't go wrong with this decision.
Yeah, I think I might have to go Robert Horry too. I don't know, because honestly, after the season where the Knicks were the 2 seed back in like 2013, and he was up for MVP, it was really rough there afterwards in New York, and he kind of bounced around a bunch of places. So, but you're right. If you're taking his Denver career and his first few years with the Knicks, unbelievable. Like, it's hard to have a better career with that.
Yeah, that's my thing.
I think I'll go with Robert Horry too. I wish Nick was here because I'm wondering what he would go with as well on this.
I would probably say Nick would probably also go Big Shot Bob, but Nick's also closer to me in age as well. So me and him grew up watching Melo as well. So
Carmelo Anthony also isn't even the best number 15 in Nuggets history.
No, he's not.
He's not even going to get his number retired for the team he's most known for. Now, Robert Horry didn't either.
It's unfortunate, but you know what I will say? Melo will get his number retired, number 7 in New York.
He will.
Unless Jalen Brunson wants it. No.
He's number 11.
He might change it to number 7.
No, he's not. The number. Oh my goodness, what is this? Oh my. Okay, well that's a good one to start off with. Next.
No, that is a good one.
Let's go with we'll go with one current one. Would you rather be the GM for the Oklahoma City Thunder or the San Antonio Spurs for the next 10 seasons?
Oh. As much as I would love to,
10?
as much as I would love
For the next 10 seasons, Thunder or
to
Spurs?
go with
Spurs.
Wemby and would love to. Well, first off, the Spurs are like my second favorite team behind the Cavs.
Well, you
So
said
as
that
much
about the
as I-
Magic.
Yeah,
no,
what?
in the Eastern Conference.
Oh,
it's the
okay,
Magic.
okay.
But
Oh, my
overall
word.
in the NBA, the Spurs are my second favorite team.
I mean,
But
the Spurs are actually going to have to make good moves. Like, you get to build around Wemby. Like, I feel like the team is already kind of built around Shea.
yeah, but you also have so many draft picks over the next how many years, so you can
All right.
just continuously keep building and
So
keep
what would you
getting
do?
better.
What would you do with those picks?
I don't know. You know what I would do? I would trade down or use one of those picks to draft Bronny James and then have LeBron come so I can bring in all those ticket sales as well.
Because the Spurs are most likely going to have 3 picks in the lottery this year.
However, I also Greg Popovich is my favorite coach of all time, and if I'm the GM over the next 10 years,
What favorites do you have?
Favorite team in the West, second favorite team, Popovich, favorite coach. I feel like that actually falls in line with each other. But
No.
Oh, if I'm the GM of the Spurs for the next 10 years, I'm going to have to fire Greg Popovich or have him let go and try to find a replacement. And I don't want to do that.
No, he's going to be there for most of Wemby's career.
Popovich?
He probably will.
He's got, 6 years left on his deal? 5?
He signed a full-length contract. Well, okay, I won't say most of Wemby's career, but for this
10 years.
For this 10-year span, you're going to have Pop for at least half of it. Most likely.
You think Greg Popovich is going to be coaching until he's 85?
Yes.
He has 5 more years left on his deal.
He'll coach till the end of his contract.
I think
Joey, he has 5 more years left on his deal.
Why would he stop?
I don't know.
Like, what would be the point of leaving it? Why wouldn't he have left like 2 years ago?
Well, first off, you never know with health concerns, and the older you get, the more health concerns can become more serious.
Well, yeah. Of course, we're saying health. Okay, get rid of any health that may stop him from being able to coach.
Okay, if he's in perfect health, no, he's going to coach. Of course, he's going to coach until the end of his contract. But he is 75 years old. I have major health concerns, and I'm 26.
Okay, so Jax and I were saying if he coaches till the end of his contract, it'll be through year 80. So I think that's realistic.
That's 5 more years. Okay, then the next 5 years I have to find a replacement. And again,
that's fine. You take one of his assistants.
That's true. I could get Tim Duncan, but what if he's not a good coach and I have to make the hard decision?
Well, he's not an assistant.
That's too much responsibility. As a GM for the Thunder, I can just cruise. I'm on cruise control for the Thunder, and I'm going to be competing because Shea's a beast.
I'll probably go Thunder too. Jackson, what's your final verdict?
Spurs. It's going to be. I mean, if I'm the Spurs, I'm immediately working out a deal for Trey, and then kind of just letting everything happen there.
That's probably what I would do too. But you're right though, Jackson. The Spurs are definitely looking up.
Again, another good question, because that's a tough one for me as well.
decent lottery picks for the Spurs. Now they'll probably end up with probably 2. The Hornets one is lottery protected, so they're not going to get that pick. The Raptors one is protected 1 through 6. So if the
probably
Raptors
get that.
They probably will get that unless the Raptors jump up in the draft, and then obviously they have their own picks. So, but they're definitely looking good. And next season they have the Bulls top 10 protected, their own, and the Hawks. So I mean, both of these teams have the draft picks. The Thunder future draft picks is definitely like the number 1 team that's like, oh my gosh, they have so many draft picks. But Spurs definitely got them as well.
Again, tough question because both futures are set up pretty well.
Yeah. Next one. This is going to be another one in the mindset of just being a basketball player. Doesn't matter what league, what level, just as you being a basketball player, and would you rather have LeBron's athleticism or Steph's shooting in their primes? This is taking them in their prime.
I already have Steph shooting. Give me LeBron's athleticism.
I knew that was coming.
It's true.
Yeah, I'd probably have to go LeBron's athleticism as well. Just because you can't teach athleticism. You can kind of teach shooting.
you get like, am I gonna be able to dunk?
Yeah.
I can be like a solid shooter now, and I can always learn to get better. Athleticism, you can't really teach athleticism. You can't teach that.
No,
That's
do I
true.
get like do
I'm
I
gonna
get
go with
do I
that
get
too.
do I get a 6-pack and everything too?
Does the athleticism count with how many serious injuries he's had over his career? Because that would be 0. I'm just healthy all the time.
I'll probably go with LeBron on that one too, because that's the thing. We're all solid shooters, at the least. So we could make it work.
I am elite.
No, Goglin is actually an elite shooter. Don't worry, fans on YouTube and Spotify. You're gonna have to watch out for this summer. We're setting up a 3-point contest between us.
We are. We did put a little teaser up of our hoop session that we did in the winter.
I was off that day. I was more worried about my family.
I owned Jackson that day. Let's just say.
Bro, Nick had that off the glass 3. Oh, that was crazy.
All right, that's enough.
Man.
That's enough glazing Nick for now. He's not even here.
Yeah, Nick's terrible. Nick is the worst.
Okay. These final 2 would you rathers, these are both in fan perspectives.
Okay.
No, lovely.
Would you rather have witnessed, or I guess I should phrase it like this, would you rather for their careers have the injuries taken away from Derrick Rose or Tracy McGrady?
It's Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose. Stop.
It's not even a question.
If you told me Derrick Rose or Grant Hill, that would even be more of a conversation. But
no,
Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose. There's nobody
okay, first
over
off,
Derrick Rose.
Grant Hill.
Don't first off me.
First off. Okay, fine. Second off, Grant Hill was like a LeBron type almost before he got injured.
Yeah, and Derrick Rose was a one-of-one type. There's no other.
I would still choose Derrick Rose. I'm just saying it's at least more of a conversation. But no, Derrick Rose for sure.
Okay.
Derrick Rose for sure. Because Derrick Rose is still like a good player. Derrick Rose has continued to have a career in the NBA after his devastating injuries. Imagine if he didn't get injured.
All right. Here's the deal.
What?
What?
I don't know.
Goglin!
You can't say here's the deal. Don't tell me to not first off you and you say here's the deal and then just
Don't first off me.
We can't have dead space on here, dude.
Don't first off me. I'm telling you right now.
Okay, this is all right. Final would you rather? Another fan perspective.
I have one as well.
This is another. Oh man, this is another scenario-based one. Would you rather have Kevin Durant stayed with the Thunder instead of going to the Warriors, or the Chris Paul Lakers trade not get vetoed by David Stern?
Oh.
Because I've gone back and looked at the trade the trade that would have happened, and this would have completely changed how we look at the league today.
No.
That literally would have changed the entire NBA.
I don't care. I want Durant to stay.
I would say Chris Paul just because Harden still left and they still moved on from Harden.
See, that's not the thing.
That's the only reason. Because if you kept that big 3 together, then I might go Thunder just because having those 3 MVP type guys, even though if they stayed, not all 3 of them probably would have won MVP.
Wait, what do you mean? You're saying if all the Westbrook, Harden, and Durant were on the Thunder? Oh, yeah. that wasn't the question. I was saying in Durant.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Harden left earlier, you goofball.
Yeah, he left earlier.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if Harden was still there, I would have probably picked Durant to stay, but he wasn't. so I don't care. That
Oh.
the golden times of OKC. I know we liked just Durant and Westbrook, and they were great, but like those three together made the finals. That's the OKC team I want to stick together. I would rather see the Chris Paul because that literally would have changed the entire NBA.
Yes, Jackson?
I want KD to stay on the Thunder. I'm thinking about this on a different level. I'm thinking, which point guard would I rather see win multiple championships? Russell Westbrook or Chris Paul?
Russ would not have won a championship with KD.
Are you high as a kite?
Let's be
No.
careful. Let's be careful.
Yeah,
They
they couldn't even get past Golden State.
the team with the best record of all time, and the team with the best record of all time in the regular season.
They
no.
couldn't beat them. I don't care. They blew a 3-1 lead.
No. If they got past that team, the Cavs would have beat them. It wouldn't have mattered.
I think Durant and Westbrook match up better to LeBron and Kyrie.
We could say, what if Draymond got suspended in the Thunder series, not the Cavs series, and then the Thunder win anyways? Like,
what if Game 6 Clay didn't exist like he does now? Because
that's why I'm saying
Clay is gone.
That's why this is a would you rather. We're talking about what if. If you're asking me a what if question, I'm going to come back with what ifs.
No.
The Durant thing, if he stay with the Thunder, or I guess the Durant going to the Warriors. I could have also said if Durant not go to the Warriors, because that made the NBA lose its parity for 3 to 4 years. It potentially cost Cleveland championships, OKC championships, Spurs championships, Houston championships. Like, looking at this Chris Paul thing, well, I'm sure Joey knows the trade. Do you guys know what the trade was?
Not a clue.
Okay. Well, it involves your Houston Rockets, Goglin. It's kind of
important. Yeah, Dwight Howard was in it, wasn't it?
No. So it was Chris Paul to the Lakers. New Orleans got Lamar Odom, Kevin Martin,
we got Powell,
Luis Scola, and Goran Dragic, and the Rockets got Powell.
Beautiful. I would have loved that.
And so the Lakers' starting five would have been Chris Paul, Kobe, Matt Barnes, probably Meta World Peace. They didn't have another 4, and Bynum, who they probably would have eventually traded for Dwight Howard.
Yep.
The Rockets would have been they would have been in rebuild mode besides Pau Gasol, but you wonder if they would have then traded for Harden because they gave up Kevin Martin in that deal. Would they have been able to trade for Harden? Changes the whole outlook of the Houston Rockets. And for the New Orleans Hornets, solid starting 5 at the time, which would have been Jarrett Jack, Kevin Martin, Trevor Ariza, Luis Scola, and Chris Kaman, with Lamar Odom off the bench, which is nothing crazy, but would the Hornets have been bad enough that season to get them the number 1 pick that would have been Anthony Davis?
No.
Exactly.
Here's the thing. That's too much, that changes the league too much. What happened in the league with, the Kevin Durant era with the Thunder before and everything after, that was a great time. Think about that. You take away the 2016, basically everything that happened in the 2016 NBA season. If you make that Chris Paul deal, the Cavs winning, the Warriors becoming 73-9, that's history. That's something. Yeah. Why would we want to take that away?
Very, very true.
Because I wanted to see Chris Paul and Kobe play. I'm selfish.
Kobe would have tore him in half. Kobe would have punched him in the mouth so many times.
Oh my gosh.
No. This is Chris Paul when he was the best point guard in the league.
It doesn't matter. He's still always been a little baby. He's still always been a little crybaby.
You were an actual baby when this would have happened, so I don't care about what you're saying right now.
Okay. Keep the same energy.
I'm just saying.
Keep the same energy. Keep it.
I also just hate that the commissioner had the power to veto that trade. I think
it's great.
I think it's awful. That's too much power. Let these guys do what they want. If it's a legit trade, and it was allowed to go through, all the money, all the players, picks, and matched up, and all teams agreed. like those 3 teams that agreed to the trade, agreed to it, why do you get the power to veto it? David Stern did a lot of great things in his career for the NBA.
Adam Silver's way better. Adam Silver is so much better.
Not saying that he's not. I'm talking about David Stern right now.
Oh, yeah, that guy. Yeah, that guy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he did a lot of good for the NBA. However, I'm really mad that he had the power and he actually.
What year was that trade?
2011.
Oh.
It was it was the lockout. It was right before the lockout season for 2011-2012. It happened like 2 to 3 weeks before that season.
Does LeBron even come back to the Cavs if that trade happens?
I don't think this relates to it.
Does he go to Los Angeles to be with his banana boat friend?
No, I don't think that has any correlation with this because he left Dwayne Wade.
Yeah, but Chris Paul, I think, is better friends with LeBron before that.
I also don't think the Lakers would have had any cap or enough cap room to.
I don't think that LeBron would go to the Lakers because LeBron and Kobe's dream was to play against each other, not play with each other.
I thought you were about to say something about how he'd never go to the Lakers, and then I was going to be like,
he's on the Lakers.
No.
He's been on the Lakers for 5 years.
No, I'm not saying that. He obviously wanted to go, but also like he wanted to go to LA now because he wants to do all his ventures and all that kind of stuff. When he was a young guy at that time, he wanted to win championships.
And he also, after that Heat stage, he wanted to come back to Cleveland to win one before the LA stuff.
Here's the question. Does LeBron get his jersey retired by 3 different teams? I think at least 2.
He's getting statues for 2.
I think he'll get retired by all 3, probably.
I think he should get retired by all 3, but he's definitely getting statues for 2. He's got to have it. I saw someone say, like, asking the question. I forget what podcast or video I saw. Someone was asking, like, does LeBron deserve a statue outside of Miami? And it's like, man won 2 MVPs, 2 championships, brought you to 4 straight finals. He, like, as much as I want to say his best years were in Cleveland. No, he was hitting his prime when he left us. We just had no team around him, so that's why he left. And then he went to Miami and had his prime there, and then finished out his prime with Cleveland again.
Yeah. I mean, I think the statue in Miami, that's a no-brainer. I mean, like you said,
that's Joey, a no-brainer.
That's the greatest, or in my opinion, the greatest prime in history
you've ever seen. Yeah.
Even though in my personal opinion, I think that the best stretch of LeBron was probably the last half of Miami, first half of the second stint with Cleveland. I think it goes in with both.
Yeah, agreed. But
I
think he should get his jersey retired by all 3.
I think he will, especially just because he's LeBron playing with LA.
And they got a championship with LeBron.
They got a championship. He's been there for 5 years. Like, come on.
And
he's
as
been there
much
long
as
enough.
And heck, as weird as it is to say, they still somehow are always they have a chance still.
They're
all
always
these years
relevant.
later. They're always relevant. I mean, they're always relevant.
Did you see? I saw someone post. It's like a bad game for 38-year-old LeBron was last night, and he had like 18, 10, and 9 or something.
Yeah. That's yeah, it's exactly it.
Well, I was thinking about that because I was thinking about Stephen A. Like, did you see what he was saying, or did you see like the segment he did? It was like current players most deserving of a statue.
Yeah.
And it was Steph Curry 1, LeBron Miami 2. I think it was Draymond and Clay 3.
Yeah.
LeBron Cleveland 4.
LeBron Cleveland's a no-brainer. We're gonna give him like the entire side of the building, like we did the first time.
Yeah, I wonder why LeBron Heat would have been higher than.
I think it might have been flip-flopping. Actually,
it might have been flip-flop because I don't. What was the fifth one?
Let's see.
I'm gonna
look this up.
I'm
I
looking
would
it up.
love, as much as I hate Golden State, to see that kind of big three have a statue outside of their new Chase Bank Stadium, whatever it is.
Okay,
Chase
so it was,
Arena.
it was Giannis is fifth.
Yeah.
Giannis. Yeah, Giannis needs a statue outside of
Yeah,
Milwaukee
yeah,
when he
yeah,
retires.
Are there any other players? I mean, I think Westbrook for the Thunder.
Does D Wade have a statue yet?
Yes. It just
Okay.
didn't it I'm pretty sure it just got unveiled this season.
Okay.
But like I think Westbrook
Westbrook
deserves
outside
more.
of OKC probably.
More than anything. Not more than anything, but
As much as I would love to see a Derrick Rose statue outside of
Kawhi.
Chicago.
That's
Spurs,
not gonna
Kawhi.
No.
No, they gotta
Duncan.
they gotta make room for the Wemby statue that's coming.
That's true. That's gonna be why.
Let's see. Jokic
Jokic probably.
bringing them
Jokic.
their first champion. I think Murray has to be on it though, too.
Jokic.
Jokic, yes.
Jay eventually.
If they do anything.
Carmelo Anthony, Atlanta. He was there for like a matter of like 2 hours. He 100% deserves a statue outside of Atlanta.
I think Dame in Portland.
Dame in Portland, yeah.
Yeah.
Kemba for the Hornets.
No.
My opinion.
No, I don't think
Kemba
so.
outside of UConn, the college, yes.
Kemba outside of UConn. Let's think.
Future
I don't know.
statues. That might be it, honestly. Because statues, that's a special thing.
Well, let's think eventually Luka. Eventually.
But you never know. You never
we
know.
don't know,
Like
though.
they have to do
True.
stuff in the playoffs.
They do have to do.
I think Alperen Sengun.
That's why it's hard for me. Oh, brother. That's why it's hard for me to even say Shea for the Thunder, because I'm sure if we had this discussion in 2012, Durant would have been a lock, and now it's probably not going to happen.
Me personally,
well, because
Dwight
Westbrook
Howard
did.
outside of Orlando.
Dwight outside of Orlando.
I know it ended really badly, but he took him to a finals, just like Shaq did, and Shaq just got his statue. Or
I could see
retired.
I could see if Booker wins any like championships, I could see Booker.
Booker needs to be there longer, but yes, agreed. If he wins a championship, yeah.
Like a lot of these are contingent. Like I could see. I think Victor's gonna get one.
But we're still in year one with Victor.
Yeah, these rookies.
I
don't like doing
I think
rookies.
right now Victor should get one.
I think
right
Popovich
now.
will get a statue.
Low key, it was only 1 year, but I think like one with Kawhi and Lowry on it.
Ooh.
Or Kawhi hitting the shot.
I think that statues and jersey retirements are different.
100% they are.
I think Kawhi and Lowry for sure is getting his jersey retired.
Lowry for sure is going to get his jersey retired.
Wait, we should be talking about why is Kobe getting one just this year and he retired 2016 and Dirk got one last year and he retired in 2018.
Because it waits. It waits for sure. Definitely takes a while.
Yeah, LA has a bunch of statues. They got to just do a lot of planning, and clearly they planned it poorly.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
dude.
man. But
also, aren't they coming out with like 3 statues for Kobe? So like, they got to plan it out a while.
Deserved. Yeah, I think like Stephen A's list is pretty good. I would replace Clay and Draymond though with Westbrook.
Again, I would love a Clay, Draymond, and Steph Curry, like all 3.
Yeah, I think it should be, if it's gonna be anything for them, it should be all 3 or Steph by himself. Nothing.
I agree, because
it shouldn't be 2 separate ones.
It's their big 3 that brought them back to
But like Westbrook deserves it so much. I mean, he did so much for that city.
Yeah.
Like I think that's the only.
They left on good terms.
I don't even think right now. I don't know if Giannis is necessarily a lock. I think Jokic is as close of a lock as Jokic though right now.
He's won more because he's spent more time there. He's done more.
Spent more time. They were drafted 1 year apart.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. I actually didn't realize that.
I think
I don't know.
Jokic needs more championships. in my opinion.
They have the same amount of championships, though.
But
That's the thing.
Giannis has more accolades.
Not if Jokic wins MVP this year.
I think
Giannis has what?
even
2
though
MVPs, Defensive Player of the Year.
I guess
most
the D-boy does
improved.
take him over.
the
It does
DPOY
take him over at the top.
I think Jokic after this season, it can be similar talk because Jokic could finish this season as a 3-time MVP and 2-time champion. I was having this talk with people,
2 Finals MVPs.
I was having this talk with some people earlier that Jokic, if he wins the title this year and gets the MVP, where that ranks him all time, if that could get him in
right
like
up there
top
with
20.
Jack. I think he's right up there with Shaq.
Yeah.
When you're just talking centers, he is top 5 for sure.
Oh, I'm talking all players. Players
of
could
all
be
players?
top 20.
Top 15 almost.
Yeah, I think now this is stuff that we could talk to in the talk about in the off season as well when there's stuff to talk about. But definitely
he's only 29 too, which is crazy. Like his type of play style, he could play till he's really old.
But he also doesn't care about basketball at all, so he would rather retire and go watch his horses.
That's the thing.
Hey, he's got a daughter though. He's got to make that bread.
Oh, he's got that bread.
With his horses, he'll make that.
Listen,
money.
man, those horses are expensive. You buy a lot of them, they get expensive.
But you could win a lot of money with the horses too.
Unless they're bad horses.
Oh,
then you got to buy new horses. Spend even more money.
Like he's bad at scouting. He cares more about horse racing than he does basketball. If that says anything.
Yeah, basketball is his second job.
Oh,
that's what I'm saying. Like, if he's this good at basketball, he's got to
be
his
off season. Right now, Jokic is in the off season.
This is his 9 to 5, but his true passion is the horse racing.
Oh my gosh! You guys have anything else before we get out of here? We've gone for a while, so I'll save my segment for the next pod.
Okay, sweet. I don't know. I know we mentioned him earlier, but shout out to Patty Mills, the best player to ever play for Australia national team. No,
Houston Rockets legend Patty Mills. He got traded there twice this season just to get bought out.
No. In all seriousness, I don't know. Shout out Ben Simmons, I guess, for having his second back surgery.
Always shout out Ben Simmons. Are you kidding me?
Always.
Yeah,
every day.
Actually, before we get out of here, a couple games to look forward to before our next pod. Just looking at the schedule, I got 2 that I'm really looking at.
Wizards and Rockets tonight.
Not watching it.
Wizards, Rockets, and Cavs, Rockets.
Not watching either of those games.
Why not?
I'm retired.
He's retired.
Retirement.
You know what? I don't like how you're making fun of me.
But on Saturday night, as Goglin's gonna get the stash back on, it looks like. Oh yeah. At 8:30 on ABC, the final Saturday primetime game of the season, it's going to be the Warriors and the Lakers, which has given us great matchups all season.
I'm ready for the all-time mid-off.
Is Curry even going to be playing? Curry's been out for a while.
If Steph is back, he probably I would expect him to be back. But even then,
I did get I saw on my phone, I got a notification that Kawhi is playing tonight and Harden is out tonight.
Okay, against Chicago, so
yeah,
they should be able to get that win.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. DeMar just had the game of his life.
Exactly, and all those minutes. Well, he leads league in minutes, so he could handle it.
Yeah, well, Kawhi's not letting him do a darn thing. Ever.
The 2 best Raptors of all time.
Kyle Lowry's better than DeMar DeRozan as a Raptor.
Okay, all right. We need to stop this right now before I fight.
How many?
No. Okay. Hold on.
How many championships does Kyle Lowry or does DeMar DeRozan have in a Raptors uniform?
DeMar DeRozan at his peak was a better Raptor than Kyle Lowry, but Kyle Lowry being there for longer makes him the better Raptor.
0.
That's the verdict on that one. But a
0.
league pass game on Saturday night. A battle between offense versus defense. We've got the New York Knicks and the Sacramento Kings.
Ooh.
Knicks play offense too. There's not a darn soul who can guard Jalen Brunson.
It's a low-key league
Is that a pick'em game for us? Because
that has to be a pick'em game for us. That's a good game.
That'll be a pick'em game.
You know exactly who I'm picking.
Again, Miles, you're gonna have to remind me to do my pick'ems because this weekend I may be in and out.
I got you.
Just
I
have him.
got
Just
you.
have him tell it. Just have him tell you after the episode, and you can do them now.
I could. But anyways, guys,
You
thank you
could.
so much for watching. Leave a comment with your thoughts on all the things that we've talked about today. A lot of interesting things to talk about. Let us know what you think about Jackson's stash.
Raptors fans, please comment and tell me if where DeMar DeRozan lands on your list.
He's 3 or 4 at best.
He's 3.
3 or 3 or 4 at best.
Eric Carter over him, to be honest.
Shout out to Vince Carter. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe for more NBA content. Links to the Spotify and Instagram will be down below at the Run in the Paint podcast. Thank you so much for watching.
Spotify?
We have a Spotify. This is
We've had a Spotify for months now.
I don't pay attention.
Oh, clearly. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your day.
I just pay attention to despair.
And we will catch you in the next one.
Peace.